All right, all right. Getting on right as the bell opens. Looks like we had a pretty decent climb for a pre-market. Wow. We just went from about 4,593 all the way up to 4,634. Pretty hefty climb pre-market. How's it going, Hefe? Waiting for my coffee to be ready. And we got opening bell. This is crazy. We're starting out at the high pivot point, the second high pivot point resistance for the S&P right now, um, which is pretty interesting to see. Hmm. Getting everything going right now still. Let's get on this live to chat. All right. Had to had to feed the dog and do a couple things. Running a bit behind this morning, but we're here now. It's looking like we might get some rebound off of these off this pre-market rally. See if we can dip below the 200 EMA and SMA here. Let's check out, what am I looking at? Trying to pull this book map up really quick. All right, getting the book map pulled up. Slowly but surely. All right, so on Nasdaq we're seeing some liquidity. We'll see if it acts as resistance at 15,850 or we just rip above it. Um, Looks like we just ripped above it already. So we're still pushing up right now. Not even coming down yet. Uh, just kind of waiting and seeing right now. Looking like some liquidity around 4,634, some pretty heavy liquidity on the S&P. Um, let's check these. Nasdaq had a pre-market rally similar to the S&P. It's showing some strength. But then again, we've been in a bullish market, so can you say you're surprised? Because I can't. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit uh somewhat close to this the high of this drop from what day was this? July 20th. Looks like we're pushing up towards this area. And that would be check open 15,922 level. So that would put us at another 60, 70 points on the NASDAQ. Should be a pretty strong climb with the rally it had pre-market if it were to do that. So S&P is hitting this liquidity right now. It's touching on it and starting to push through. We're seeing a lot of buyers. All right. The liquidity level was right about the pre-market high. I'm gonna go grab my coffee. I'll be right back. All right. Secured the coffee. Much needed necessity for me. Oh, looks like we just touch off this pre-market highs. Excuse my yawning. And we'll kind of see what we do here, see if we can push down and maybe break through. But I mean, still bullish, so no reason to short. And with the rally we had this morning without a pullback, pre-market, I'm not going long as well. This open interest, no matter how many times I delete it, it's like the only indicator that I keep deleting and it just stays. Everything else, like I can make a change and it will save it. I don't know why. Oh, here. Wow, so this rally from pre-market just shot us up. I mean, bulls probably are going to try to keep us above this 4,610 level from the resistance that we've had over the last couple days. But we really did essentially what I was talking about yesterday. Kind of came up, did this little U shape, came down a little bit, kind of like almost like a cup and handle type of thing. Just and then soaked all that and then came back up today. And that's really what I was kind of mentioning in one of the videos yesterday for a high possibility. And we saw that happen a couple times on the daily chart lately. It's just been a strong bullish rally lately. And that's one of the reasons why it's good to look over here at these daily charts to get an idea of like where the market's moving in general. So we're seeing just resistance being formed, breakout, little consolidation, breakout. We got like a U, a little rebound, and then breakout of the resistance. And we're doing it again. Oh. It just really looks like there's nowhere to go but up. And with them raising the basis points and the whole fear for the economy, I mean, it's crazy to just see the stock market rally like this. Let's see over 3 years in the weekly chart, because I believe we're almost at these highs from January 5th of 2022. So this was 4,808, and I mean, we still have a good ways to go. I think NASDAQ, when I looked at it, NASDAQ was closer to this. Yeah, so NASDAQ's like coming right up on the, see, this open is kind of what I was looking at, 16,356. So we've only got about 500 points left for NASDAQ to really start touching that. And it really looks like we're just making on the 3 year and weekly chart just like this massive U here and trying to push up back towards these values that we had in late 2021 and early 2022 highs. Nasdaq is lagging behind the S&P a good amount because S&P was breaking above these highs that it had from a couple days ago, but Nasdaq is still below this 16,000 level, which 16,000 level is a pretty hefty psychological resistance being the number it is. Hmm. I might be looking here for 15,900 kind of area. If the ES isn't breaking up above these pre-market highs, I wouldn't be too surprised for 15,900, maybe just above touch for this liquidity up here. And then and de depending upon the S&P, um come back down if the S&P doesn't break pre-market or rip through if we see the S&P break. But we are pushing up on it right now for sure. Well above this resistance on the pivot point, the second resistance level. Just kind of waiting this out. If I pull up the S&P right now, you'll see some chop that we've been having going on. This is kind of what I'm looking at as far as like current chop. We have like from this low about we got some support here and then resistance around here. And we're just kind of waiting for a break out of this range. Here, I'll make a box to help illustrate it better. So this is kind of what we're looking at right now for the range. So we're just gonna wait patiently, see what's going on here. No reason to hop in a trade yet. We did have some volume spike as we tried to push up. Well, it looks like which candle is this on? Let's see. So it looks like we had a try to push up with 10,000 volume, and then we had a higher volume try to bring us back down. So it's interesting to see. Noteworthy for sure, but not a clear indicator of anything. So Nasdaq's pushing on this. We just got a high of 15,897. Trying to see how it reacts at this 15,900 level. Seeing liquidity 15,900 all the way up to 15,910. Some slightly heavier liquidity there. If I were a betting man, which I'm not gambling here, I'm taking trades that are smarter, but just with the climb this morning, it seems to me most likely to that we need some sort of pullback. All right. Nasdaq just broke through 15,900. Now we're watching the S&P with this range. And we'll see what we got going on there. We're seeing most of the liquidity now on Nasdaq at 15,910. We're seeing S&P liquidity 15,000 or not sorry, 44,635 to 36, right around 34, 35, 36. We got a lot of liquidity there, and then after that levels, if we could get through that, it's 4,640. So kind of through the 636 level, we got another 4 points to go. Wow, look at this article. So they're saying that the Dow futures point to a 14th gain in a row. They're saying that uh, Dow is having the longest winning stretch in more than a century. Huh, interesting. You can see that right here. Do I have all? I don't have that visible actually, but it's an article just mentioning that the Dow is having a long winning stretch. Just a couple other things I'm checking up on. Oil hitting $90 a barrel. Just a little insight. And it looks like Nasdaq hit 15,904. And now it's dipping. So that like really could have been a little reversal point area if kind of basing it on if the S&P dips here. But what I'm really looking at today is I'm looking at this 5 minute chart here, and I'm looking at where we established some resistance at some point. And I'd like to say I'd want to come down to like almost like this 4,610 level to get a position to go long. I mean, we've just had this pre-market climb is just too overextended to me for to really enter a good, at least a long trade. The scalp, I mean, we might get an opportunity. On the book map here, we're getting hefty size coming in here on selling. Wow, we're getting iceberg sellers for like 1,600 contracts, 2,000 contracts, and then blocks for uh 20, 30, 40, even 100. So it looks like we've definitely got some selling. We broke below the point of control and just retested it. Point of control's at 4,630. So we're broke below it. We're retesting it, kind of just shuffling around the point of control right now. No real reason to make a trade yet. All right. I swear, coffee is magical. Coffee is magical. I like my energy drinks too, but I just think some nice black coffee is just tastes amazing. Don't need to add anything to it. It's my little revival in the morning. Still chopping around. Nasdaq is holding the 21 EMA. Holding this level so far. Still looking strong. I mean, we pushed over the 15,900, so kind of broke that liquidity, and I'm just no reason to try to find a reversal or go short yet. Not sure what we want to take a trade in, whether it be Nasdaq or the S&P, whether it be anything yet. Kind of just wait for opportunity. Wait for opportunity to come. I am going to. Is there a way to extend this? I'm trying to extend this little box that I drew out on the S&P for the channel area that we're waiting to break out of. Oh crap, and I just messed it up. Go. Give it a slight extension. All right. Let me while we're still in the beginning of the day, let me pull up so everyone can see my P&L. If you haven't watched any of my previous videos, well, from yesterday we had what was it, a 723, I believe, dollar day, on top of 624 the first day. So we're right here at 51,347. No trades on the day yet. Um, waiting, waiting, but making some progress on this account. Go back to the other chart now. I'm just waiting here. Just waiting. Ah. Looks like we're breaking below this 21 EMA on the Nasdaq, getting a retest of the, not a retest, but testing the 50 EMA. And this is all happening as the S&P is touching the 200 SMA and 200 EMA, the low of that box I had drawn. We're looking like we're getting a slight little break below here. Checking the book map here, kind of seeing what we got going on. It's definitely some, ever since we've been having this strong rally on the daily or weekly chart, if you're looking at these spikes, I've been seeing heavy size of contracts flowing in on the book map for, I mean, at least for iceberg buyers and sellers. And it's more than I've I was seeing for a quite a long time. So these market makers seems to just be active, and markets producing a lot of traders and money in the market. A lot of money to be made, a lot of money to be lost. If you ain't a winner, you a loser in the stock market, unfortunately. But it takes time to become a winner too, so everyone loses a little in the beginning. Don't give up faith, but know know your limits as well. All right, so we're gonna try one here. Um, I'm testing this out to see if we can stay below and break below this channel we have going on the S&P. If we start going up, I'm just gonna close out of this trade. Let's see here. Kind of keeping my stop right about here. 881. Getting some volatility. Wow. Movement in both sides, both directions. Sellers coming in, buyers soaking it up. Once we get a little bit more downside, I'm probably gonna try moving my stop to break even. Let's see. If we don't get a push down, then we might not. Giving it a second. So we definitely had some strength to the downside. Kind of got soaked back up though. Let's check the book map on the Nasdaq. All right, so we're going to be putting my stop at these high 78. So we're gonna put it at 70. Let's put it at 80 to 25. 81. Looks like we might get stopped out here. Yep. And we got stopped out. Kind of hoping for a break below this channel on the S&P and break below, which would bring the Nasdaq down a little bit. So we are taking a slight loss to start the day, 120, 128. And Nasdaq's still climbing up. Hmm. Looking like we're seeing this liquidity back here on 15,890. See what happens as we approach this. But yeah, S&P kind of struggled to break out of this, break below, which is what I was kind of hoping for. I was hoping for it to break below. I mean, I don't like my entry here, but I just went for another test on the trying to break below on the S&P. Kind of got a bad entry. I saw us really moving down, trying to break it. So see what happens. We're below. We're breaking below. Uh, don't really have a set price that I'm going for. Um, Probably gonna be putting stop if we come back up to the 4,627.75 if we just soaked everything below it. I really want to see us get below here. Otherwise, I'll be out of this trade. We've got liquidity at 4,625. Below that, I'm seeing 4,620, which is what I'll be aiming for. I'll be putting my, so it's just above 4,620. Um, I'll be putting my profit target at 4,621 or just below. Let's go with 4,620.75. This is where I'm gonna have my target at. This is considering we break below this 4,625 and we have VWAP here, so I need to see these things break in order to get that move. Shortly, if we can break below this, I'm gonna be moving my stop, adjusting it down a little bit to break even at least. All right, we're adjusting the stop to break even. If it doesn't kind of go down and we kind of chop around and come back up, I'm just not the biggest fan. Look at this, we're getting an iceberg buyer of about 1,400 contracts so far. Wow. Broke through. That iceberg buyer was ended up buying 3,000. Holy crap. And we broke through it, but it looks like it could be a liquidity sweep because we broke the 4,625, but now we're back above it. I'm gonna move so I get it a little bit. Not really sure what to do here. It just touched off VWAP and we're not breaking below, not doing anything noteworthy. Definitely seeing selling pressure, seeing buying pressure. So I rushed the Nasdaq trade a little bit, but I ended up just switching over to got stopped out. It went about, let's see this high. It went 3 points higher for my stop. Um, yeah, it went 3 points higher than my stop, which I was pretty confident at, but we'll watch the S&P here as we come down. I might be looking to raise this to 4,621 just with this liquidity in case it doesn't push through because these iceberg buyers are here with strength. So we've had we're pushing below VWAP here, pushing below and just looking to take out at this 4,621, but we're making money slowly but surely. I'm not sure what my starting balance was, but I think we should be in the green now. Even after getting stopped out on the Nasdaq trade. Getting these iceberg buyers again. But we're getting pushed down. We just need one more point. Come on. One more point to close out this trade. So we've just got our stop at break even, waiting to see how we go here. Still looking for this 4,621 level. I really want us to come and test this liquidity better, which is at the 4,600 and 4,000, 4,620, 4,620.25. If we start curling here and getting these down wicks, I'm gonna be taking profit though. So we need, if not on this candle, the next candle for a push. Put my fingers on the trigger. Yeah, because we're just seeing some volume here, and I'm not sure whether it's the volume is going to continue us down. I mean, with this morning rally. All right, let's get this push here. We're almost there. 1 point away. Just 1 point away. All right. Looking for the looking for it here. Definitely seeing this liquidity building up below this level we're at now, 4,622.5. So yeah, we've got this liquidity here for sure. And then the heaviest liquidity at 4,620. And we got filled. Got filled, so we had a nice little breakout trade. Nice little scalp here. Uh, if I had another contract, I would be holding. I would have just taken profit on one of them, held with the break even. I'll get into sizing up, but that brings us to 179 in the green right now. So I rushed in that trade on the NASDAQ, but here we are now. So we got that liquidity tap at 4,620 and not a breakthrough yet or anything. So we'll kind of just wait and see what's going on here. I don't know how much we dip with the strength that we had from the momentum from the pre-market, but let's switch over the charts here. Because I'm not in a trade, make sure all my stops are closed out. Um, yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting and seeing now. Just taking these scalps as I see them. So we broke below this little resistance here of 4,622 from pre-market, and I mean, if we can get below 4,620, I'd really be wanting to see like down towards this fair value gap and down towards this resistance to turn into support kind of. I mean, if we can get down there and then come back up, that would be probably be best. Uh, Nasdaq is pushing on the point of control. Nasdaq's point of control is 15,827. So it really got close on that. It pressed up on the 200 EMA and just tapped the 200 SMA. Still seeing some downward momentum from this channel break on the Nasdaq. Think we go down for a tap of the point of control right here if we didn't already. Zoom in. These bigger time frames, if you can see them, should really help give you an illustration of what's going on. You can see a lot of green, that's for dang sure. Whole lot of green. So I only took one contract on that breakdown of the S&P from that boxed area that we had. I only took one because I kind of got a bad price or a price that I didn't really want. Let's pull it back up just so I can kind of analyze it. So what we're looking at here, this is the candle that I took the trade at. Once we touched here, I kind of saw the selling pressure start, and then right here was when I was really starting to take one, but I got a little too greedy and I put a limit buy up here and it wasn't getting filled, and then we got down to here somewhere around here where I ended up getting filled, where it kept coming down, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna miss out on this trade before it goes and dips below, and then I'll be really chasing. So I got not the best fill here, so I just did one contract there, and kind of just to get in the green because we took that initial Nasdaq trade, which put us in just over $100 in the red. So I was trying to get out of that. So here we are now. So we are at, let's pull it up again. We are at 179 on the day and chugging along. That puts us at our just above our halfway point, and we are on day 3 of this Apex account. So we are on the right path, that's for sure. $1,500 so far, 3 days is, I'll take it. Back to the charts over here. I really gotta stick to one chart because zooming in every time, it's kind of obnoxious. You cannot, I'm sure you guys as viewers can't see the small screen that I got going on over here, but I need these screens to help me, and I'm trying to show you guys how the bigger time frames are really helpful too. So look at this here on the 15-minute is kind of a good illustration. So we're seeing resistance turned into support. So we had this 4,622 resistance here pre-market, and it as of now it's turning into support. We broke below to test this liquidity down here at 4,620, but these are just some down wicks, and If we hold this, it could be a good support level for us to come back up and continue strength. If we break below this 4,620, wouldn't be surprised to come into the fair value gap and retest some lower levels like I was mentioning. See how we react here at the 21 EMA and kind of this level we've got here. We could right here. I don't want to add another line to the chart because it's too much cluster, but looks like we're came down, broke down, little rebound, and could go for some more continuation. But we're watching this to see what happens next. Getting more continuation down. So this VWAP area that we retested could have been a potential area to re-enter for me and try for this with the tight stop. Sometimes I'll take those, especially if it sticks below the 21 EMA. Sometimes I'll look at taking those, but I have my two trades that I've taken so far, and I'm gonna wait for another opportunity in the market. Really just took this downside and then seeing the 4,620 liquidity that we can't break below yet. So we'll see. If anyone's watching, can you go ahead and give me a like and subscribe if you like the content? I'm trying to get promote my channel and get out there, just get some viewers and really help entertain some people. I'd appreciate it. Very new to the YouTube thing, but I'm enjoying it so far. Uh, if I do have any viewers, I'll go back over to here. So I've taken two trades on the day. I'm at 179 profit, just a small profit right now. The first trade I took was a losing trade. I got stopped out on the Nasdaq. Um, got stopped out around here. I was trying to just see the S&P breakdown here. I saw this candle, but then we soaked up and I got stopped out. And then of course we got this downside that I was looking for. But I took it. I took it on the ended up hopping back in on the S&P to take the trade down, and that's where I was able to ride out and catch some profit and go into the green by that small amount. So now we're just gonna watch here with the 4,620 level liquidity and the support that we're seeing on the 15-minute. We are watching this right here. I'll put a little line here for the viewers. So we're seeing that right there. There's some support. We got some downwicks below, but if we come back up and back into this channel area, then I believe we can see some upside, especially on the Nasdaq with it lagging behind the S&P a little bit. I think it'll be more likely to see some downside and then pop back up. All right, all right. Okay, I wasn't even looking at the screen. We just broke below the 4,620. We're seeing some more downside here. So let's check the book map, what we got going on. So we're breaking this liquidity down. I'm removing this resistance line because we broke it. And then we're in this heading into this fair value gap. And then gonna be potentially retesting the pre-market resistance from earlier of around the 4,610 level. So that's kind of what we're looking to next, as long as we really hold. I'd be moving my stop to 4,624.5 and then eventually kind of just like this. I like to do so the candle that I broke that breaks below this liquidity level. So this one broke through the 4,620 liquidity level. Sometimes I'll put a stop like right around here, the breakout candle on the 1 minute, or I'll look over at the 5 minute and put my stop right above that, and that can be a good level 9 times out of 10. And as long as we see some continuation down, I mean, on this book map, it's tough to read because we've just got so many so heavy iceberg buyers and sellers over here. So we're just seeing hundreds of contracts getting bought and sold left and right. And we're seeing this high volume come in too. We got 10, over 10,000 volume spike to break below the heavy liquidity that we had. So we really need to hold that if it comes back above here where we just had this rally from pre-market that needed to have some relief. So honestly, breaking out of this channel is just the start of the relief that we're gonna need to see, and I'd really like to see us come down to 4,610. But we're watching and chugging on the way down. Watching and chugging, keeping my profit. I took profit here again, towards the liquidity. I took profit 4,621 from this pushing out of the this channel. Uh, and I mean, I'm happy with my trade. I just took a scalp on the first leg of this downward action, and we are on the second leg of this downside right now. But we are going down. Going down, down. Ah. And if I did not get stopped out of that dang NASDAQ trade. I mean, I just didn't like it. I would have liked to stay below. Let me pull that up again. Just to analyze for future. Always good to do. So I'm happy with that I got with like how I stopped out because ideally I don't want us coming back above this breakout of the resistance candle. So I would have this high was 15,884.25. Let's see what we hit. Well, we hit 884.5. So we hit 25 cents above. But ideally ideally I would try to stay below this as my stop. Like if it gets back above these breakout of a support, and then that short position isn't too favorable to me. Hmm. We're just watching as we go down. Looking like we just hit some heavy liquidity around 4,615. Um, watching, watching here. Ideally, if I want or if I'm looking for a rebound back up, like as we just keep going down, I would just want us to be a constant downward action and then not really have any relief or consolidation. If we just keep going down, then later in the day I'd probably be looking for a reversal point, like I said, 4,610 level, and then maybe even lower. This freaking open interest just won't leave me alone. Don't see any value in that though. So yeah, so this the resistance for the on the daily chart that we broke out of was 4,610. So we could that's also what I'm looking at on the daily, kind of just coming down to test that resistance and use it as support. Hopefully we are making money today, team. Not much going on right now. Not much. Check out check out these bigger time frames. Hmm. Highly contemplating getting back in a short for more downside, but I don't want to get stuck chasing. And it's just intimidating seeing all of the heavy iceberg buyers come in at like 1,000 contracts plus hundreds of contracts. So I'm just gonna sit it out. I'd rather be in the green Let's see what we're doing on these charts. Hmm. If I get any viewers, feel free to drop a comment, interact, get some get some convo going, and discuss some trades that you're in, ask any questions. Just trying to entertain ourselves while we're waiting to see what happens here. So this liquidity area that we had before was 4,620. We're testing it back up here. We had a good amount of liquidity down at 4,615. So we're back above here. Back above this 4,620 level. Interesting. And we're seeing a lot of iceberg buyers. Drop a chat, ask some questions if anyone's watching. I'm not in a trade right now personally. I'm sticking with I took this breakout trade. I had one on Nasdaq that I kind of got stopped out at for a small loss, but took the breakout trade here to 4,621 on the ES for the first leg, just in case we bounce back into into this boxed area, the sideways channel. So if you look over at my account, up 179 on the day, which is it's a small profit, but I was like 100 in the red from the Nasdaq getting stopped out, so I just wanted to secure profit and be in the green. And the bullish pre-market was insane, freaking insane. So I'm skeptical for sure, but we're watching now to see for more movement. We've got Let's check the book map over here. We're just going straight back up, honestly. Hmm. We pushed back above this 4,624.5 level and pop back into this, and we're looking bullish, like above 4,624.5. And we've got the point of control at 4,630. Um, just seeing what we got going on right now. This, if you look over at the hourly, it's gotta zoom out. Make sure I'm on the right. There we go. Look over here at the hourly, and you can see this pre-market. So this is the new day. We just had straight up pre-market. So wouldn't be surprised to see more downside, but then again, like I'm just kind of looking for this rally, retracement, and then retest the highs, if not break out above. Then again, we are extremely overextended, so we'll see. All right. Let's make sure I'm getting some audio through here. All right. Audio's good. Time for some patience. Nasdaq's really ripping back up. Touching the VWAP here now. S&P is staying stagnant. Hmm. Above the VWAP. Breaking up. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Tempting, tempting, but not yet. Nothing for me. Gonna probably give it another hour 15 before I hit the gym. Had a really good workout yesterday and just trying to keep it up. So I'm seeing a lot of things that were if I were just rushing a trade, they would be stopping me out. So like little trades that I have small confidence in. Like if I saw us come and push this previous support and now we're acting as resistance here and I took this little breakout and now we come back below. I mean, I would have gotten stopped out probably on this one. And we're just pushing up on the 50 EMA here. Seeing what we got going on. Back up we go, it looks like. We're getting our climb on Nasdaq. It looks like we're reversing off that 4,615 level on the S&P and making some moves back on the Nasdaq as well. Nasdaq is testing the 200, broke through the 200 EMA, testing the 200 SMA. And S&P is retesting VWAP, and this previous legs, I guess high, this leg, and then chop high, however you want to call it. All right, Nasdaq has adjusted the point of control. Looks like the point of control is adjusted to 15,830 again. It was down at 15,795 on that dip. See if we break above here on the S&P. This is kind of the level we were looking at that I mentioned earlier, 4,624.5. A lot of patience that goes into trading. That's probably one of the hardest things about it. We are living in a world of instant gratification. And that mindset with trading is no. That's it's not going to get you where you want to go. Well, couldn't break through the VWAP yet. Couldn't break through 4,624.5 level that we were looking at for a breakup. Uh, and Nasdaq really just tested, got a little bit above the 200 SMA, but not a full candle above. So still not clear that it was a reversal. And still not clear that we're getting more downside. I mean, we're still making, if we're looking at the S&P, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. So that's definitely bearish. Nasdaq, lower lows and lower highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Mm. Mm-hmm. Looks like we're getting some downside here. I think Nasdaq's about to turn a little bit more um to the bullish side than the S&P has, just because the S&P rallied harder over the last 2 days, over the last 3 days even. So I think it's more likely that the Nasdaq will lean towards being bullish. The ES can be coming down pretty hard, or the S&P can be coming down pretty hard, and Nasdaq will be a little bit more resistant to do so. We'll have to see some key levels break through. Back below the VWAP here. Kind of just waiting to see what happens with the S&P if it breaks below the 4,615 level again, or breaks below that. Not again, but it tested it today, so we're gonna see. And it looks like we're pushing down with some ease. Hmm. Coming back on this liquidity level, I'm seeing it from all the liquidity. I mean, it's centered around 4,615.5 is where the liquidity is centered, but there's a little bit below, a little bit above, and that's the majority of the liquidity on the S&P. As far as the Nasdaq goes, I'm seeing 15,785 as a liquidity level, and then honestly below that, not much. 775, 750. Uh, just chugging away here. Chugging away. I'd like to get some more opportunity. All right, I'm back. Had to step away for a second. All right, we are in this. I was trying to get my mic working again. Let's go to NASDAQ. We are in this little breakout level. Uh, I tried to get a better entry. I was trying to get 15,800, but it started just going down. I had a limit in right as it touched 15,800, but now we're chugging on below. Kind of see what we're doing here. ES is dropping like a madman. NASDAQ, I'm gonna take profit around 57. I'm seeing liquidity at the 50s. I'm taking profit here, guys. I'm up 20 points on that trade, and we're just touching off of this previous low here, so I took profit there on that. Missed out on a little bit, but see, my peak was 52,125. I took profit at 51,968. But Nasdaq's a little bit more resistant to the downside right now than the S&P is. So if I pull up, so see how we just had like a wick below this low, and we're still not really below it. The ES or the S&P is, if you look over here, we are below this low, and we are on some candles below. So like I said earlier, Nasdaq is more likely gonna be bullish today than than the S&P. And look at this. So I'm very reluctant I got out of that trade. I mean, we're right back up to where my entry is already. Wow. I want to see where I took profit. I took profit at 15,771. Huh. Definitely. I mean, I took it right at the base here, so right as we were coming back. So I'm pretty content with that trade there, guys. I mean, with this bullish run this morning, and especially since we're back at the level I bought in, so I just saw the selling pressure picking up on the S&P. I saw us kind of reject here off the 200 SMA on the and make a lower high and a lower low. So lower high, lower low, lower high, and then I saw us pushing down, do a little consolidation here, and we're kind of starting to hold below this 15,800. So I was trying to get in, eventually kind of chased down here at 15,790, I think 95, 94 level. Got in, and then we finally got that downward movement. So I got in right on time. Didn't have a didn't really have a drawdown on that. I was pretty pretty good trade. Good opportunity, good trade I took. And that's just all in having that patience there. So that puts us at a profit of $620 on the day. Peak balance is a little bit higher, but I took profit. Um, I took profit at a good time because we're back up now. So hopefully, hopefully this is some great entertainment here because I am making some money and I am happy. If you're not entertained, I am entertained. So we've got a little bit more ways to go. A little bit more time before I think we can see some clear direction. Um, Nasdaq is leaning towards it's being a little bit more hesitant on this downward push than the S&P is. And my ideal plan for the day, like I said earlier, if you look at the S&P, was just to get down to the 610 area, um, and then kind of come back up from that, which was retesting the resistance that we've had on the daily chart, retesting this resistance and coming back up. ES is still SPY, SPY, S&P, whichever you want to call it, is still coming down. Nasdaq is nowhere near coming down as much. And we'll see where we go from here. I mean, honestly, should have reversed this trade, but brought it back up. But just with how the S&P is reacting, I'm not gonna risk that. I said earlier my game plan for the Nasdaq was if we get if we get this downside and then recovery, I'm looking. I think my best look was the daily chart. I really wanted to see from I believe the 20th, so July 20th. Come up a little bit higher here. I mean, we got pretty dang close to the high of 15,904, and I was kind of looking at, I guess, only like 10 points higher. Open. I was looking for like 15,920, so not too much higher than kind of where we were at. So if we keep going down, good chance we retest both 4,610, which was the resistance on the S&P, and then the resistance on the Nasdaq was around 15,740. So we could be coming down and seeing some dippage to that area. Nasdaq is just more hesitant here, and it's waiting on the S&P's reaction. Dow's just been on a pretty steady from the high this morning at market just before market open. It's been on a pretty steady downhill climb, and it looks like it's about to break downwards more. Let's pull up the Dow. So we've just got steady down on the Dow. Excuse me. Established some support, broke the support, resistance here. If I noticed this earlier, I would have entered a trade here. But yeah, we're coming down on the Dow now. We're gonna be getting. Not sure what levels we're looking at on the Dow, honestly. I don't trade the Dow as much. It kind of gets some more sporadic movements instead of continuous flow. Sometimes on an occasion I will trade it. If I noticed this earlier, I would have taken this trade at 35,700 about. And Nasdaq looks like it's coming back down and gonna test this again. 770. All right. The S&P low is really approaching that 600 4,610 level I was looking at. So it'll kind of be big to see if we really bounce here or if we smack below it. Let's pull it up so I can have you guys watching that instead. Hey, what's up, Hefe? How you doing? I just saw your message. Don't know what time you sent it. Take any trades today, man? If you're hearing this, did you? All right, we are coming down on this 4,610 level here. And if you were to ask me right now, I'm not seeing a bounce necessarily yet. I'm not seeing any sign. Like we're just getting selling pressure down, breaking through these lower lows and lower high, and then just barely lower high, and we're making more movement down. Waiting for my code. I don't I don't know if a code would mean that you'd be working for me. I'm pretty sure an affiliate code would just I don't even know how that works. But yeah, let's see. I'm at 3 trades on the day. I took one, my first one, just to do a quick recap. Took my first one here. Oh, let's pull up the Nasdaq. So I took as the S&P was breaking out of that box channel, the sideways channel I had. I was taking a Nasdaq short right about here, and then I got stopped on this little upward movement, and then of course it went right down after. But I got stopped out for a little over 100 or just around $100 loss. Um, and then I saw the pressure more so on the ES trying to break down. So I ended up fairly quickly after that. This is about where I got stopped out on the Nasdaq, like this candle or this candle, this time candle on the Nasdaq. But this candle is where I hopped in on the S&P, the ES, another short. I was trying to get in here. I was placing a limit buy a little too high. I should just market sold. So I ended up chasing this candle a little bit here, but I still had a good enough entry where I don't think I really had any drawdown. Wrote it out to the liquidity level for the first leg at 4,621. Ended up 170 about, I believe it was, green on the day. Gave it some time, and then I just took my third trade not too long ago. I took it right here, was trying to get this 15,800 level. I took it on this exact candle. Saw it coming, and same thing. I was placing a limit sell a little too high. Ended up getting my sell. I just placed a market sell right here. Same thing though. I saw it coming down, so no real drawdown here, and I just let it ride, let it ride. Was looking. I had a limit buy at 15,757, I believe. And then I saw us kind of start to come back above and noticed that we had this previous low here that we were not really pulling below with strength. So I hopped out of that trade at about, I think it was 15,771. And that gave me, I'm up 620 on the day. I mean, my peak balance based off of that last trade, oops, based off of that last trade was definitely a little bit, could have had a little bit more profit in there, but if you look, I mean, I also exited. I noticed that and exited, and it came back above my entry, so it's a good thing I got out when I did. All right, and as I was talking, the S&P touched that 4,610 level that I was calling from the morning, that I was looking for from the morning to really test. We were kind of looking to see if we broke through here, if we bounced, kind of waiting to see the reaction here. This has been on the daily chart, some resistance for the last week or so, and now it should be acting as support. If we break back below, then it will keep as a resistance. And as of right now, it's looking like we're gonna continue below it, honestly. So we're just watching here, chugging along, chugging along. Gonna check out the book map. Yeah, that liquidity got taken out. There was an iceberg buyer at that 4,610 level. Another, man, 1,800 contracts. I wish I had the freaking money to buy 1,800 contracts. Holy crap. I let's see. I'm trying to get this information. So it's saying like, huh. I don't know how much you need to buy 1,800 contracts, but it's a freaking crap ton. Crap ton more than I've got. About a gazillion crap tons more than I got. Jeez. Well, I mean, we didn't really break below this level I have here besides a wick. So, I mean, we could still bounce. That's not off the table for sure. So, we're watching this right now, watching and waiting. Nasdaq is still not even breaking these lows. So Nasdaq had a low around this time and it didn't even break. Like it's not even really breaking it. I try to avoid. I like being anonymous, henceforth why I don't even really have a webcam. I kind of use the avatar. So I'm a person that really appreciates anonymity. So I'm kind of gonna avoid the question of how old I am. I'll say I'm able to drink alcohol legally, but I don't don't have any kids or gray hairs yet, luckily. Yeah, so I have that pulled up on another screen that I can't add to the stream. I'll try to figure it out for another live day. But that's the book map I'm looking at that has that really is Bookmap is an amazing tool that I've loved using. I mean, it doesn't give you nothing will give you precise ideas for entry or exits, but it gives you an idea of what's going on in the market. And the book map, one thing it can do is show you when one single buyer not at one time. So like you can look at like the time of sale and you can see like contracts going through, but it will identify one single buyer and it can show like over a minute or so like they can be buying up different contracts in different groupings, but it will show you how many total that one buyer is buying up or selling, which is called like an iceberg buyer, iceberg seller. And we can see that they sold off in different blocks, but this one buyer ended up buying 1,800 contracts at the 4,610 level. So this bookmap tool I think it's an amazing. So it's not on the ask and bid volume ladder, no. No, it's not. So you can see hefty contracts on the ask and bid volume ladder, but this helps you identify single buyers that will that will separate their order in different blocks, but it will show you the whole amount that their order ends up being. And they had this buyer ended up having um 1,800 contracts at that 4,610 level. And it's been happening throughout the day. I've been seeing some big iceberg buyers and sellers even early on. I was seeing 1,000 contracts and then a lot for like 200, 500 contracts. I mean, we've got some big money stepping in the market for sure. Check out give book maps a check out and you'll learn quite a little bit about that. You can look that up on book map. So as I said earlier, let me make sure I'm on the charting page. So yeah, I'm on my charting page. So like I said earlier, this 4,610 level is not off the table for a bounce. Granted, we've had a lot of downward selling pressure. I mean, it's it's held its own so far. Yeah, Titanic. Thinking shit, man. But at least I believe that's what it's called. Might just be a slang. It can definitely be it's a very very colorful chart. Yeah. That's funny. All right. I mean, I'm liking this upside right now. Wow. Hmm. Kind of trying to determine if I'm going to enter a trade here, guys. Watching and waiting. All right, I was just placing a limit buy for a little bit lower here on the Nasdaq, but I took it off real quick. I just see us approaching this 50 EMA, which we've kind of held on the S&P, and mm, not really sure what we got going on yet. It'll be interesting to see if this game plan I had from the morning. Oh, where are you getting four 4,610 at? Uh, I mean, if you can see this level right here, 4,610. So 4,610. If I zoom into the daily chart, so notice this high, 4,609.25. Then we're making highs on the daily chart here. Let me zoom in a little bit better. We're making these highs around 4,610. So this was resistance. And it was also a Fibonacci level from this July 25th that I had mapped out that I'm kind of leaving on. So the 4,610 was the resistance that I was looking for it to turn into support. So it's proven to be a pretty significant level. So I was looking for this big pre-market climb, uh, because we had a drastic, I mean, what was it again? 4,592 to it was like 30, 40 point pre-market climb. So I was kind of looking for some for some relief from that spike. So I was looking at the 4,610 level as a basis. I mean, to at least come to that and then see if we were going to bounce off of it or have continuation below and make it resistance again. And then the 4,600. So I see you're talking about these. These are just this is just previous Fibonacci drawing I drew from the 25th. And since this level at least has been proven to be pretty significant, I've just left it up. It adds some clutter. Usually on like a big breakout day or like when I see a significant day, I'll use Fibonacci retracements. I have it kind of faint in the background. Um, but I'll leave them up for a day or two after that day because I'll see some of the levels prove to be key plays over the coming days. They can turn into support and resistance levels. And that's just something personally I do. I mean, it's not always the case, but I mean, if even if you look at yeah, I mean this one's not really as effective. But if we pull up the 5 minute, so even the level, so this 4,610 was resistance there. This level was about at this resistance here. So it kind of helped give me some basis on some support and resistance levels. But it's just a Fibonacci retracement that I used from I drew on July 25th. So Nasdaq's going up, S&P's going down. Um, I wouldn't say necessarily down. I mean, it's just going these 1 minute candles. There's a couple down, and Nasdaq's breaking to the upside. So kind of see what happens here. I said earlier that I have more confidence in Nasdaq to the upside. It's leaning more bullish than the S&P looks to be. So, if I were to take a long, would have liked to do it with the Nasdaq, but I'm worried now it'd be a little chasey. The limit buy that I had for the let me pull up the Nasdaq chart. The limit buy that I was about to get into that I canceled the order really quick. It was right around here. I was trying to get 0425. I was trying to get 15,804.25 and it doesn't even look like we hit that. No, we were just bouncing around 15,806, so I wouldn't have gotten filled. Would have been a good one. Probably would have, I mean, with one contract, would have taken some profit here. With more than one, I would have taken some profit here, and then like kind of just made this been raising my stop and tried to see a break back up to 15,880 and like right around here where we started coming down. But yeah, this would have been my ideal first exit or main exit, and look at that, we're breaking above. So I'd say it's a pretty, oh wow, I'm looking at the S&P gain some traction here too. So yeah, that 4,610 level was a bounce. It was a good call I had from the morning. Just with the downward momentum I was seeing, I didn't want to risk the trade, risk my profit. hmm I'm still seeing on the S&P, I'm seeing liquidity, most liquidity down at 4,608 level, about 8 to 9. Seeing the most liquidity down there. We've got the point of control back up by above 4,630. Kind of just chugging along here, see what happens. Testing out, testing out a little trade here. Um, Looks like I might get stopped out. Let me move it. Let me adjust this for you guys so you can see. Just hopped in here. I'm gonna try to see if we can get this continuation up. What was this? 4,616.25. So we'll put the stop 1 point below my entry. So it's at a $50 stop loss. And then I think we'll just be looking for. I gotta take this off for a second. Um, let's see what area I'd like to take some profit. I'm seeing liquidity at 4,620, but I'm just not sure. I'm gonna keep that stop and kind of ride it out for now and get an idea as we if we come up a little bit and keep continuing up, get an idea for how I feel. But yeah, we're like breaking above these EMAs where we had that 4,610 level as this resistance turn support. We've had this downward action, but we'll see if we get some continuation up. I mean, just watching it here. We're in the trade, so we'll see. Not too bad of a stop loss. So with my luck, we'll go stop hunting and knock me out by 25 cents or something. We're looking at the Nasdaq staying above the 200 SMA. We're watching this reaction on the S&P right now though, seeing what happens. Seeing besides the point of control, I'm seeing the most volume around the 4,622.50 level. So that might be a point considering taking off if we get some upside here, but it's looking a little rocky right now. Looking like we could have some downside before up. Just riding her out. So I'm gonna put this in for now at the 4,622 level. Looks like we're about to get stopped out though here. Yeah. Pushing on my stop loss. It wants to knock me out. It doesn't want me to win. Need these buyers to step back up. I mean, I think it even touched 4,616. I think I just got lucky and it didn't fill my stop loss. Let's see. Low. No, it didn't. So we're just waiting on this right now. Uh Waiting to see what we got going on here. We still have most liquidity to the downside, so and the Nasdaq is breaking below the 200 SMA, which I'm not really a big fan of. See that here. Want the S&P to get back above these EMA levels. Want it to get back above 4,618. Kind of toyed at this level here. If we break through the 4,622.5, I mean, I think we could get up to the 200 SMA, and then the point of control back above at 4,630. Just might need to come down a little bit for a better entry before I might end up getting stopped out. We'll see. We'll see. Pushing back up on the 4,618 level. Slowly but surely. Seeing how it'll react once we test this. I don't know if the second chart or a tick chart is gonna be better. 200 tick. Maybe that'll be better for viewing. Can't tell. Can't really tell there. So I could even like have my stop around here, but I'm below this. But not risking that. Don't want to risk as much. I like the profit that I'm at right now. So if we continue up, get some continuation above this, I'm gonna be looking for 4,600. I'm gonna be looking for VWAP. Oof. Seller stepping in. Be looking for VWAP in the 200 EMA. We'll see. You know what? Having the lack of confidence I have in this trade, I'm gonna try to get out at break even. I don't want to give back any gains, and it's looking like we could come down a little bit before coming up. So I hopped out of that trade. I mean, I might miss out. I might have saved my ass, but there we see where I would have gotten stopped out here. So glad I got out when I did. See what happens now. Try to get a better entry. Let me move this back to charting. And we're definitely getting some downward movement here, so hmm, couldn't really break to the upside yet. We'll see what happens. I got a little too confident when I saw this volume stepping in and pushing above the 50 EMA. And then I noticed that we weren't really breaking and creating some resistance at this 4,618. So I was noticing that the trade wasn't ready for me and got out. Got out and covered myself. And like I said, I'm seeing more liquidity to the downside still. So I'm just unsure of what's going on here. We'd really need to break the 4,622 to up 5 to see a lot of upside or or at least see some progress up. I as I said before also, I'm more bullish on the Nasdaq, so if I were to get a good dip on Nasdaq and see potential for upside or a good dip in general in the market, I should probably be taking it on the Nasdaq today at least. We've got 15,800 liquidity, 15,795 is the point of control. And it looks like Nasdaq's kind of creating some some sort of channel here between these levels that you can see. And we just got a touch and cleared out some of this liquidity down here, it looks like. Once we dipped, I saw some of that liquidity go away. So I don't know if it cleared it out or the orders just canceled, but we're watching this, seeing what happens. Hmm. I'm tempted to get in something here. I think the Nasdaq wants to go up. It's just waiting on waiting for a little show from its buddy, the S&P. With how the S&P is going right now, it's not making me want to hop in a trade uh to go bullish on Nasdaq. Yeah, S&P's slowly but surely coming down. And then here comes the Nasdaq following it a little bit. It's 15,795 point of control right now. And then yes, looks like it might retest this 4,610 level. Let's look at the liquidity here. We're definitely seeing liquidity, surprisingly more liquidity I'm seeing below the 4,610 level. So it's looking like we're gonna dip below on for that liquidity. Still not seeing enough volume on the S&P though to give me it just usually I'd be seeing some volume pick up at a level after some strong movement like this intraday, and I'd see a new point of control established or something to make room for more continuation to the downside, and I just haven't seen enough volume at these lower levels to make me think that there's I mean, I just thinking there's a possibility that we can come back up to the current point of control, 4,630. I can't speak today, but that's what I'm seeing as of now. What time is it? Almost 12, almost lunchtime for the big fish. Hefe, I just saw your comment. What's up? Shoot me a question. If you haven't already, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button. I'm gonna start promoting the page a little bit each day. But I just wanna get it out there. If you could do that for me and then shoot over a couple questions. All right, so we're dancing on the point of control on Nasdaq. Hmm. I am very tempted to get a long position. I almost just did there at 799, but and I probably should have, but the the reward wasn't worth that risk right there. Being below the VWAP, being uh being below these EMAs, not enough confirmation for me. Not sure what to do yet here. Breaking below the point of control on the Nasdaq. Break it down to retest the 4,610 level. It looks like on the S&P. Giving it some patience. All right, I am taking. I entered in short on. Oh, it didn't even go through. Dang it. Clicked the market sell, but I must. Oh, it just went through. There's a delay on it. I'm just gonna make that a quick trade. I don't like that. I just got caught in a delay. So I got out around. Sorry, I didn't have that up, but I didn't have enough time really to pull that up because I clicked market sell and it didn't pop up for a couple seconds. I don't even know what. Let's check what I got filled at on my order sheet. So I got filled at 15,792. I got filled. Let's switch over. Um, I got filled at right here as we were kind of breaking down. I think the fill was a little delayed because I think I had a better entry. And then um my exit was 15,783. So I mean I got almost a 10-point drop on that. I just saw some selling pressure and ES coming to retest the uh 4,610 level and Nasdaq breaking below the point of control and seeing some downward pressure. So, I mean, where we're at right now, I mean, honestly, could just be a little recovery and then another dip down, but I saw volume picking up in that candle alone, and I still see some resistance for some downside here. So this break below, and then I'd probably, if I were to be in a position, make like some sort of stop around here to just over 15,800 maybe. But I took that small scalp just because I felt buying pressure in that 1 minute candle, and I felt buying pressure coming down across the market. That puts me at 798 on the day of profit. So I'll take that. I'll take it. I think so far each day I've gone up a little bit each day. So it was like 600 something, 740 or something, and now 798. So each day over these 3 days has gone up just the smallest bit, which is funny to me, I guess. But look at this here. So see how I was saying, put the stop right about here. and I'm still feeling some downside, honestly. I would just need to see the S&P continue down. It's making a little too much, little support here. I'm seeing still sell pressure on the Nasdaq, but I'd want to see it really retest retest these levels. So go down about another 10 points from where it's at right now, and then the contingent upon how the S&P reacts at 4,610 and liquidity below it kind of give a basis for how far the Nasdaq's going to go down, and watch the liquidity come up as well, because on the Nasdaq right now, like I said, this level, that's exactly, as I pull it up, that's exactly where I'm seeing all the liquidity on the Nasdaq. So it's more than likely we'll come down and test that. And then if we break below it, I mean, I'm seeing most liquidity to the upside. I've got liquidity at 15,850 and then more at 15,900. So I don't know. I don't know, but I'm out of that trade and happy with a nice little 10-point scalp on that. So yeah, that's where I'm at on the day. That puts me at what again? 798. Puts me at 52,146 on the account. I'm only about five plus dollars, 7 something dollars away from my peak balance. So it's taking profit in good areas and really just playing it safe. Trying to build up the account and create kind of you got to create a safety net too. So once you have that established, you can really scale in with more size, more contracts. But trading Nasdaq alone with one contract, a 10 point move is already going to be $200 on one Nasdaq contract. So if you're catching good moves on the Nasdaq, you should have no problem trading one contract at a time with only a 50K account. I mean, that will help you hit profits and make more than you can at most day jobs if you're trading it right. But yeah, that's where I'm at for the day, and it's 12:01 now. We're heading into lunchtime. So I gotta hit the gym and get some food in me after, and then probably go wash my car, go take my car to the car wash, run a couple errands. So I'm gonna be getting off of here now. I appreciate you, Hefe, for watching. Definitely my first main viewer. Appreciate that, man. And I hope people get some enjoyment out of this video and can see it. I have it saved in my live section on my YouTube, and I'll keep going every day. We got Friday coming up tomorrow, and then the weekend. So we'll see what we can do tomorrow. Good luck, everyone. Till next time.